Hello, chat. Hello.
Battle cruiser is prepared. Hello.
Welcome to episode
Hello.
25 of CurseofStrahd Deathmarch, the Abbey of
Been
Saint
25?
Markovia. We are at 25.
Oh, I forgot that's where we ended off.
We are at a
Oh,
milestone.
let's
I don't like
go.
the way he's saying that.
What? A milestone?
I forgot that's where we ended off. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Do
Oh, no,
not worry.
it's gonna be a cool episode. That's all I know.
Does anyone want to give a recap of what happened last session? A lot of stuff happened, but, you know, if there's anything specific.
Yeah, Samael got a booty call. We were very proud.
Does it count as a booty? It's literally just like go knock on a tree.
Hey, it's a booty call.
Okay. What else?
We spent
happened?
some
Hold on.
time with a hag.
We did.
We helped her complete her scrying,
Wait.
which was probably something terrible.
Was she a
Because
hag?
we
Wasn't
got
she just
humans.
a witch?
Oh no, she was a Baba Yaga. Never mind. Yeah, she wasn't a hag.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Hag witch,
but-
same thing, right?
No, I wouldn't say that to him.
Hag,
I was like, don't fill me with lies. I don't know all of this.
please don't kill me,
we-
Willow.
We did notice that she was probably using transformed villagers as part of her scrying habits.
And we got a sheep killed. No.
Yeah, well, you know, we had a job to do.
A goat that was a person.
Yeah. Maybe named Billy. We
The
don't
goat
know.
is dead. The goat.
We
R.I.P.
also realized that the Baba was rocking a cradle and talking something about a baby Strahd. So, you know, put that away for later.
It was actually an illusion.
Yes. We found out the mayor of the town's son is trapped in a cave with a bunch of werewolves. So he'll probably need some curing at some point, most likely. If I was to
Are we-
think.
Are we cooked, Chet?
He's gonna need some milk.
He is going to need some milk.
Our meeting with Strahd is still relatively approaching.
This is
Yeah, I
true.
think we have like 3 days or something at this point, but
My heart is rapidly failing too.
Your heart is rapidly failing. We have like how many days before you?
probably 7 at this point. So,
don't
you
think it
know,
goes up.
8 days.
Yeah, eight.
Oh, 8 days
So
after he has
that's-
his long rest.
so that's good to know.
Oh, we saw the Remnant again.
Yep, we saw the Revenant
Yeah.
guarding the bridge. He gave us a lot of good information.
Bridge boy gave us some lore.
He seems like a good man.
We passed. What was it? Like an abandoned house in the middle of the fucking forest.
Like a big manor, I think, right?
It was something. From how Lynn described it was that the people in the back saw just like the upper part of a building that looked abandoned.
Yeah. I believe the
So-
bridge guy told us about it being like a big manor or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that there was danger coming here where we are currently at.
Mhm.
Where we ended last session inside of the walls.
Mhm.
And it's snowing and we have no warm clothes.
Yep.
Oh, we also saw like this weird statue on the outskirts of this town, wasn't it? On like a not a canopy. What is it? A canopy? What is it? Gazebo?
Yes.
We saw that thing.
I was like, a canopy? What the fuck?
I was
Those
like,
are the more
I was like,
normal. Not,
Yeah, I was like, canopy's not the word for it. Go on. I'm sorry.
not the Morning Lord.
The Lightbringer.
A Lightbringer, something like that. I can't
Mhm.
remember his name.
The Eternal Dawn.
The Eternal Dawn.
There is also a building at the top of wherever that they hear screaming,
That would be the Abbey.
and I'm just like,
That one right there.
Yeah, the one right up there, real cute on the top right. Fuck
Yeah.
that building. I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but
That's the
What
Abbey.
do you mean? What we're gonna do about it? We're going there.
well, apparently when we got here, they said that they can hear screaming at night from the Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine.
And anything else we missed, Ian?
Oh.
We somehow wrote a card.
Willow sensed another connection with her new tattoo.
That's right. A little weird tattoo wielding.
You guys found one of the megaliths that had a spider engraving and 3 stars.
Right, and that was another one that we came across before, right? But
Mhm.
Willow just never got close to see what the symbols on them were. God,
Presumably there will
Willow,
be a
why
third
didn't-
one
why-
somewhere.
Why didn't you go high five the stone, see what happened? Just dab up the stone real quick, like,
Willow combusts.
okay, maybe not.
Oh, you guys are being led into the inner city of Krezk. By your new sort of kind of friend, Baron Dmitry Krezkov. So as he leads you guys into the city, let me bring you guys to the map. Also place down your tokens. We have a map
It's
for
also
this
dawned
area.
on me.
What's up?
We still have the same letter from the first Baron. Would that have helped us at all?
For here?
Yeah.
No.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
No, I'm just asking. I was like, we went through all that. What if we had shown this letter?
You'd have been told no more politely.
Delightful. No.
It would have been a little. I mean, it would have been a little nicer. But
Respectfully, fuck off.
Respectfully, beat it.
The best way to say it. With all the love in the world, get off my land.
Respectfully, you have 5 minutes.
Respectfully, go back south.
I'm not gonna play next. Place down next because you don't need them here. No
Nex
combat is happening.
Forever with me.
You never know.
Nex
What
is
if
with
we?
me forever? In my heart. Wait. Too soon.
Well,
I mean,
He might be evicted soon.
technically,
Too soon.
Your good old pal, the Baron, is leading you guys all towards. He's leading you guys towards a cottage. The cottage before you is the largest structure you've seen within the village, but still modest in its design. Its outer walls are constructed of sturdy pine logs, weathered by time, but well-mannered and well-maintained. A thick thatch roof slopes gently above, crowned by a stone chimney, from which a thin wisp of smoke rises into the air. The windows are small but adorned with simple lace curtains, offering a glimpse of a warmer interior. Nearby, a fenced-in area reveals a small garden. The earth freshly turned and bearing a variety of herbs and vegetables. To the side of the cottage, a narrow path leads to a small family graveyard, its tombstones casting long shadows in the gray light. Three guys.
It's a nice building.
You see mounted wolf heads on the outer exterior of the house.
Real or
If you
sculpted?
This is a really nice building. Well,
I'd imagine they're real, because they do hunt the wolves.
As you all enter in, the heavy wooden doors creak open and reveal an entryway with a worn rug underfoot. The scent of pine wood mingles with the earthly aroma of burning logs from a nearby fireplace. A simple wooden table sits beside the door, holding a bowl filled with small trinkets. A mounted hand-carved board holds 2 hanging coats, one sized for an adult and one for a young child, with 2 pairs of boots hanging beneath the coats. 2 additional empty pegs jut out from the board beside them.
chai-sized.
As everybody enters in, Baron Krezkov turns you all. Listen, for your stay, from here on, please just address me as Dmitri.
Alrighty, Dimitri.
See, he takes off his heavy furred coat, putting on one of the pegs on the wall and removes his boots, then gestures for you all to kindly do the same.
I don't even wear shoes. I don't think. I haven't thought that far.
I have my little shoes, and I just take them off. Like, nice.
You hear them call out, Anna, we have guests home. And you see out from the kitchen walks up a woman who turns you all with a smile. I can show you guys the art, which the artist who's been doing most of the art for our campaign weirdly did this art like a couple days before our game today.
Oh,
Watch the stream.
That'd be crazy. But here is Anna and Dmitri Krezkov.
yo, they look sick.
As you
Shout out
see,
to the artist.
the shout out for that would be
Good luck.
Cleveland. It looks like.
Caleb is drawing, also known as
Oh,
Cleveland.
Oh, really? Oh, that's what it actually says. Okay, cool.
That is the artist who did most of the art for our game. As they do a load of CurseofStrahd art.
Very big in the CurseofStrahd community.
That's a nice sword.
Yeah, you'd see kind of adorned all over is a series of weaponry. However, these two I just very warmingly welcome you to their home.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
Of course. Hope
Yes,
your
thank you.
stomachs are still empty for dinner.
I could eat.
For one, I'm ravenous, but yeah.
Do you intend
Also,
to stay here for the night, yes?
If so allowed, yes.
If possible.
Yes.
Okay. Dimitri will say, if you like, your friend there can take a seat at the dinner table. However, you do not mind, of course, for the minor costs for staying and lodging at our home. If you could help a bit with some of the chores before dinner.
Not a problem.
Oh,
I'd
that's
love to
perfectly
help
fine.
out.
Yeah, I'll happily help
rolls
out.
up her sleeves.
Cere awkwardly looks down. It's like, no.
Dimitri is gesturing for someone to help Cere sit down at the dining table.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah,
Sarah.
Vivienne will help her out.
I imagine this
Okay.
whole time
Go for it.
Cere's just been like trying to crutch on people, just like trying to lean on Willow the whole time.
Oh,
How
I
many
thought
points of
Samael
exhaustion do you
had you.
have, by the way?
Sorry.
Samael ran forward, so I was like, well, I'm just following Willow, I guess.
Cere is rocking a great, I believe that is exhaustion 4 or 5?
Five.
5.
Or
Five.
four.
Okay,
I have
it-
That is
zero
a
movement.
5.
It doesn't go down, right? Okay.
It will not go
It does
down.
not.
Doesn't go down, and I have 0 movement speed, so I need carried around, unfortunately. Thank you, Vivienne.
Of course, dear.
If you don't mind, of course, doing some of the chores, it helps going around as much as my wife and I would love to have the assistance of servants. We are not as that lucky as your friends from Valaki.
Oh, no, that's
If there's
fine.
anything I can do to help, I would be more than happy to.
Semi will crack his knuckles. I'll happily work for my stay.
Well, if you
Is that a
could
threat?
feed the chickens, do some weeding of the vegetable garden, and most importantly, at least for the dinner tonight, obtain a bucket of milk from the cow of Kretenia Dolvok. Dolvov. These are not English words.
I will help with the cow. It's probably best.
I'll do the chickens.
All right, I'll do the wheat. I'll do the picking of the weeds.
Thank you, of course. For the chickens, you'll be able to find them further north, 2 houses up. The chicken, however, not the chicken, the cow will be behind the house, as will be the crops.
Of
I'll
course.
also go assist with weeds.
Is there a pail here or out back?
Anna will quickly retrieve one and hand you a pail from the kitchen.
What a warmth and a beauty in this place.
Is this what the chickens are?
Alright, I will go take care of the cow.
We exit through the front. Is there a back door?
There's not a back door, at least not that's open
Alright.
to like for you guys, because it leads to a bedroom.
Alrighty.
I leave
We'll get those weeds done.
Chai with Cere to keep her
Chai can
company.
ratatouille Cere.
Hi, Chai.
Hello, Willow. Not Willow. Cere.
I'll,
Sweats.
I mean, I'll take that as a compliment.
Where's
Leave the
Willow
grave alone,
going?
Kiso. Leave the grave alone.
Funny enough, actually, as you go straight to the graveyard.
Oh, this is not the. Oh, whoops! This is not
Yeah.
the
No,
crops.
this is
Nope.
not. That's why I said get away
Nope.
from
Well,
the graveyard.
That is
you see-
the family's graveyard.
The
You
Say,
also
look at-
aren't alone in there. There's someone there.
Oh, who is it?
Oh,
Let me get to it. Is you immediately bum rush to the graveyard?
There is that is an honest to god mistake. I saw like the flowers over here, and I thought that
but
was
you
the.
totally didn't see the coffin that was wide open on the floor.
Hey, you know what? Listen to this. For a necromancer, perhaps metaphorically, a graveyard is a sort of,
Yeah, it's a
field
crop
of
field.
crops.
Yeah.
It can it bears fruit.
Makes sense.
So
Odd
yeah, it's sort of
for-
artistic way. Yeah.
So as Samael and Kiso head towards the garden that's over here with the scarecrow.
Yeah.
You see a young girl sits atop a boulder in the cemetery, staring at something just out of sight. However, Kiso, as you bum rush to the graveyard, tombstones, some weathered by time and others freshly carved, mark the resting places of the Krezkov family in this small, snow-dusted graveyard. A small grave, freshly dug but vacant, stands apart from the others.
I was gonna say it's an empty grave, right?
However,
Does the girl notice us, by the way?
as you enter in, a young, dark-haired girl sits atop a boulder nearby, her hands hugging her knees to her chest as she stares silently at a small grave. She wears a thin tunic and no shoes, her small body so still that she seems almost to be a statue. I don't have a token out for her just because I didn't want to make another whole stat sheet for a child. Because this one should not be in combat ever.
He's so good to it. No, I'm kidding.
No.
As this is who you see. presumably the daughter of the Baron, at least appearance-wise.
I see. She didn't notice us, right?
She doesn't seem to acknowledge you, if more rather. You don't know if she knows that you're there necessarily. She doesn't turn
I
around.
am. Okay, I'm not gonna bother her. I'll ask the parents later about the. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe we'll learn that through osmosis. By any chance, is there any like looking at the names on the gravestones? Is there anyone I would, by any stretch of the imagination, recognize anything out of the ordinary?
No,
Or is it
all
all
of them
just
seem to be part of the Krezkov family.
okay? That's enough. I won't. I will not tread on the graveyard anymore. Okay, I got you.
No, I got you. Does Samael approach the child?
You know what? Yeah, I will. I'll approach the child. As I
Kiso opens his mouth to say something, but closes it afterwards.
Samuel will turn to you. We can't just like it's cold out. She's gonna end up getting sick.
It's her choice to be out here. A graveyard's a peculiar choice. Perhaps she's mourning something.
She's probably hurting the loss of her brother, who she doesn't even know, like is dead or anything. The one that we have to find.
Perhaps. If you wish to approach her, you may do so. I would not advise it, though.
Samuel will look back at the girl and just tell Kiso, I won't, but I hope she doesn't fall into despair like that. We are gonna look for them.
Perhaps we can inquire the parents later.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, get moving, Birdman. We gotta go get some weeds out of the ground.
You choose not to approach the girl.
Yeah, I'll get talked out of it by Kiso.
Oh, okay.
In this specific context, in the location, it's just like, perhaps it's a selfish thought, but if I were doing the same, I would probably want to be left alone.
Fair. I will mention, Vivienne, you're also able to see this girl as the other two separate.
She'll keep an eye on her while taking care of the cow.
Mm-hmm.
She might reach out and speak to her afterwards.
I will keep an eye like in that direction too, on the off chance something happens. Like if she falls off the rock that she's on.
See if I can get to the cow. Has its own like blurb section.
You're going to say stat block.
Roll
Yeah,
to
I was
milk
gonna say
cow.
stat.
Cow does have a stat block. This one we don't need to worry about that though. So
Roll for initiative, Vivienne.
for both Willow and Vivienne, I'll say for Willow, this is the path you'd want to go.
Okay.
But the grunting of pigs and the clucking of chickens filled this area. Straw covers the floor, and the wooden fences separate a pair of pens which lie next to a trio of large chicken coops. A few lanterns hang from the ceiling, providing dim light, and a thick barn-style door leads out into the yard beyond. And for Vivienne, the cow seems more than willing to allow you to milk it, no issue, no worries.
It was a house, I think.
That is a house, however, the barn is right here.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't look right.
There's some chimkins there.
Champkins.
And for the two boys, rows of vegetables, cabbages, carrots, and hardy turnips grow in organized plots. Their leaves a vibrant green amidst the dark tilled soil. A wooden fence encloses the garden, its posts adorned with simple talismans, feathers, and small stones. bits of twine that sway gently in the breeze. A small, lonely graveyard sits in the shadow of the cottage just beyond the fence, as before.
Mm-hmm.
While everybody's doing their menial little labor, if you will. Cere, as you sit at the table with Chai, you can look over into the kitchen. A large wooden table stands in the center, surrounded by chairs and covered with simple checkered tablecloth. Copper pots and pans hang from the hooks above the stone hearth. A variety of herbs dry from a wooden rack on the wall. On an open window allows a cool breeze into the space, and a small pile of bird seeds rests on the windowsill. You can smell from a distance the acrid odor that emits from a mortar and pedestal atop one of the higher shelves. You see Dimitri and Anna seem to move over to the kitchen to seem to have like a quiet conversation away from you, by the looks of it.
Am I able to try and listen in? It's gonna be very bad, but
yeah. You're able to, as you try to eavesdrop, you see a small robin flutter down to the windowsill, pecking quietly at the bird seeds as Dimitri and Anna huddle closer together and begin to speak in hushed voices. I need you to make me a perception check.
Perception with disadvantage.
Yep.
Feels bad.
For
10.
a total of 10.
Is the windowsill anywhere near Vivienne, or?
It is. What's your passive?
17, I believe.
God damn.
God damn.
Let me double check that.
My passive is 16, if that helps as well.
Yeah, my passive is 17.
Not for you, Cere, as you were trying to actively do it. Vivienne is not actively trying to eavesdrop.
I'm just trying to hush Chai for a second to try and listen.
Oh, sorry. It's 21.
So Vivienne, you should have more than me.
Yeah, it's 21 because of the +5 from observant.
You'd be able to partially hear a little murmur because of the wall.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering because you were saying the cardinal flew down on the windowsill.
Yeah. It's a bit distance for you, so it's gonna be a little murmured. Muffled.
Yeah.
You hear... No, you said you made up your mind, you hear Dimitri murmur. Please, Anna, you have to reconsider. Dimitri, Anna begins. Dimitri then clasps her hand, his voice strained and desperate. Gargosh, Ivan, and Falcon will help us. They won't ask questions. They know how dangerous it is to travel the roads. Ivan can lend us his mules. We can make a new life for you in Valaki. Cere, you see this. Vivienne, you don't. Anna jerks her hands away. No, she whispers. I made my choice. For Kala and our people. How dare you ask me to flee like a coward? You then, Cere would see Dimitri flinch, then you kind of check over his shoulder to see if anyone's listening. I need you to make me a stealth check.
Oh. Let's see. Come on, we got this.
Give me though.
14, let's go. I might lean in forward in the table a bit, just casually
trying to adjust
looking around
yourself
towards them. Well, it's I imagine I am looking over in their direction, but I'm just casually.
You see, kind of he looks
real
over.
cash.
Please dismiss anything you might have heard between my wife and I.
Oh no worries, no worries. I'm just observing what a lovely home you have.
Vivienne, you then hear as Dimitri closes his eyes and swallows. I'm sorry. Don't want to lose you. With Ilya gone, while in so much pain. You're not sure what exactly you hear next as it's again cut off a little bit.
Yeah.
Can't do this on my own. Can't do this without you. Cere, you then see Anna embrace him. Figure
Oh,
this out. Always do. Then the robin in the windowsill flies off shortly thereafter.
Yep.
At which
sorry,
point,
we're just getting smacked
everybody's
up.
able to wrap up and finish their little chores.
They only said for me to feed the chickens, right? No collecting eggs or anything like that.
Just some eggs.
Okay.
Vivienne will call out to the young girl in the garden and go, "Dear, it's almost time for dinner. Are you coming in?"
It almost seems like she doesn't even not necessarily comprehend you, but she seems like in a world of her own as she says, "Have you ever had a bad dream you couldn't wake up from?"
I have. But it did end eventually. I found a way beyond the bad dream.
If something bad happened, but then went away, is it like it never happened?
We may wish that so, but no. Bad things happen, and they even happen to good people. But you can move beyond a bad thing happening. You can take the small pieces of the bad thing and build them into something better. You can find something better from what happened. Why? Did something bad happen?
She doesn't seem to answer you. As you see, she turns towards you. You hear her whisper, "I don't think bad dreams really go away." And despite her age, you look at her, her eyes look haunted and weary. However, before any more words and such could be said, you hear Anna call out. I'm not going to move the token, but you see her run out and around the house as she calls out, "There you are, Kala. You can't go outside it without a coat and boots. You'll catch a cold." You see her then scoops up Kala and brings her inside.
He's... Oh, I'm not there. I can't ask.
Samael will lightly talk to Vivienne while they're walking in, like quite the 1,000-yard stare she has.
I've seen its like before.
But at such a young age.
No, but tragedy can strike people at any age. How one responds to trauma is always unique to the individual.
Well, I hope it didn't do too much harm.
That will depend on the girl herself, I suppose, to some extent. But I'll offer her another conversation if she wishes for it. There's not much one can do at a young age other than support. And from the looks of things, she's quite loved. All the more reason to bring her brother back if we can.
That's the plan.
Well, let's go before this, so we can all have a healthy dinner and some warmth.
Absolutely. You need help carrying that pail?
No, I'll be alright. It's not too bad.
Alrighty.
Besides, it's not the worst thing I've ever had to milk before.
Pardon?
It's not the worst thing I've ever had to milk before.
I gotta ask later. Excuse me, Kiso.
You're finally back.
Yeah, was checking up on Vivienne.
That's fair. I hope the chores weren't too arduous. Arduous? Yeah, arduous.
How's your back though? You know, being bent over, getting weeds and all that.
Understandable. I'm still sorry that I can't help, but
Oh,
Eh.
don't worry. Chai looks like he's absolutely positively having the time of his life using you as a resting post.
babysitting Chai is one of the best chores.
I feel like Chai went around and like basically set the table and put the forks and knives by each plate.
I'll like pass him
Just
out
walked
like I'm
around on the
holding the
table.
forks.
Yeah.
I'll just pass him one. All right, there you go. Next one.
When Willow gets back, she offers up any help in the kitchen if needed.
Of course. As everybody reconvenes in the kitchen, not the kitchen, the dining room / living room. The large room is divided into two halves, a dining room and a living room. In the dining room, walls of aged pine softly absorb the flickering light of the wrought iron chandelier above you. Its candles casting a cozy glow. A sideboard against one wall holds a variety of ceramic dishes and wooden utensils, as well as a few clay jars that might contain preserves or spices. The center of the room is dominated by a wooden table crafted of solid oak, sides carved with patterns of forest leaves curled around crescents, circles, and oblong shapes. 6 hand carved wooden chairs sit around the table. Or 6 hand carved. A stone fireplace dominates a wall on the opposite side of the chamber, crackling softly as it bathes the space in a warmth of a flickering glow. Few well-worn chairs and a sofa huddle around a low wooden coffee table nearby. Shelves along the wall hold an assortment of books, family portraits, and a small wilted wooden sculptures. And small wilted sculptures. Wilted. Like whittling.
Okay.
Whittled. That's
like
the
whittled,
word.
yeah. I was gonna say I was like wilted. What? Like they're like rotting away. I was like, what?
No.
Wittily whittled.
You notice, Cere, since you're at the table.
Yeah.
The actual patterns and shapes on the table are that depict the faces of the moon.
Oh.
And since you've, of course, also been here for a while, the wooden sculptures are that of small wolves and ravens, as well as a
Interesting.
carved wooden sun.
I'll kind of point out the symbols to everyone as they arrive, just as like table talk. Hey Samuel, look at the phases of the moon and stuff like that carved in there. It's quite smart.
Oh, nice. It actually has like a really nice look to it. Really well made.
I don't know who crafted it, but whoever carved this is quite the expert.
Speaking of looking around, they seem to have a lot of weapons here.
When you're a hunter, it's not an uncommon thing.
That's true. That's true.
The town has
Though-
defensive walls, so it makes sense that they are extra defensive.
And then those wolf heads on the outside.
A warning
Message.
most beasts should be able to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Also, out of character for my fellow players, I hope you guys enjoy the new lighting system.
It is lovely.
It's cool.
There's a thing you can do in Foundry I was able to figure out finally how you do it. So you guys will have a little bit more like a feel and vibe of like, oh, houses and buildings.
Yeah, it
Nice.
feels a little intense, I think, but that could just be how the map is.
Yeah, the blue series like blown the
that's the
fuck
color.
out.
Yeah, look at Samael, and Samael like hurts to look at.
If
Ah!
I do
There we go,
this, that
that's
should
better, there we
make
go.
it easier.
Yeah, that's
Smael's better.
that's just because he's a bright boy.
Yeah,
My
he's got yeah. What skin cream do you use, dude? Goodness gracious.
My window crashed. My window crashed. Hold on.
The lighting
Ah.
destroyed you.
I'm trying to load back in.
It does look nice. I think it's the coloration you've done. I think it's the color slider might need to be a little slightly bit more faded out. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Just from my playing around with it.
Probably. I just wanted to give it like the warm orange hue.
No, I get you, and it looks good for that.
I was saying
Okay.
more for like the dynamic lighting of the building, the structure. I guess didn't see the roof.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, it's nice lighting.
As
I am
an
bright as hell. What
example,
the?
if I open this door,
Well,
Yeah, you're using layers. No, the levels.
yeah,
I like
I'm more advanced
I like
now.
I think
high
it's because my
effort, let's go.
background is light and the blonde hair. When I look at Cere and Willow, it's like they are white.
For me, I feel like I'm glowing slightly, and you're just like a flashbang in token form. Willow's fine.
I mean, if you'd like, I can get rid of the lighting here.
No, you can
I don't know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm just
keep it. I like it.
I do like the ambience of it. It's just
Cere's just weak because of 5 exhaustion.
This is true.
It's just proper roleplay.
And I'm sitting in a dark room, so I suppose I'm getting extra flashbanged by it when I zoom into Samael's token.
Fair. The dinner tonight consists of, I believe this is how you pronounce it, borscht, a warm beetroot soup with carrots and potatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
And there's also crusty rye bread with butter.
crusty.
my favorite.
And spiced
Nice.
milk with nutmeg.
Ooh.
I do love some borscht.
Nice.
It's like that. It's like we make in the islands. That's how you make anything island. Just add nutmeg.
Yeah. You guys are
Nice warm meal.
welcome to roleplay amongst one another as you eat.
Indeed. Thank you for the meal. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Of course. Very happy to have guests, of course, and the assistants with the prior quest, if you will.
Oh, it's no problem at all, honestly.
It's the least we could do.
That is very true, and we look to do more for you. Well,
Indeed.
later if possible, when it's daylight, of course.
Be greatly
Have I been in-
appreciated for that. There are many things in our city that needs taking care of.
I mean, not just for the city yourself, sir, but also going out in those mountains and trying to help with the wolves.
Had I been in better shape than I am currently, I would probably be offering to help with that.
We will try and see if we can get you fixed as well.
Of course, it would be greatly appreciated to have any form of. Before he finishes the sentence, there's a knock at the door.
Ooh.
Um,
Also, I'm assuming Irina's also here with us, right?
yes.
Yes.
Oh.
She's in this seat here.
Don't
Yeah,
mind
just
me.
making sure.
No, she'd actually not be in that seat, as that is where their daughter is seating.
Oh. Well, both
I mean,
they're not appearing on this map are somewhere around here.
I
There
would be
we go.
eating here.
Irina's at the
Aw.
kids' table.
But
Sorry,
Anna,
looks towards the door.
goes to the door to answer it. I don't have a token for it right now. Don't worry. But you see Anna goes to answer it, and a woman with the voice and appearance of an older woman greets her. Good afternoon, Krezkov. And then nods her head, a little bit more of like a little bit of surprise in her voice. Oh, good evening. What is the occasion? She kind of gestures for the older woman to come inside. However, one moment the visage of an elderly woman stands before you. The next instant, without any shade of transition or spectacle, she is gone. In her place stands a handsome young man with a brown monk's robe. Painted wooden symbol that depicts the sun hangs from a chain around his neck as he carries himself with an ageless grace, and his eyes bear a quiet, cold serenity.
Oh.
Hard to see his face because of the dynamic lighting. However, you can hear Dimitri and Anna say, Abbott, what is the occasion? This is who you see before you.
Okay.
Yeah, but
The ad.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. What is everybody's insight bonuses?
+6 here. The passive is 16.
I got
+4, so
+5.
passive 14.
I
Mine's
got
low.
+5, 15.
+2. Oh.
Okay. I feel silly about my passive perception. It's 22.
Well, if anyone's passive insight equals to 13 or higher, you're able to notice that Dimitri and Anna are a little frightened by the mere appearance of the abbot suddenly.
Okay.
As in a low voice, Dimitri kind of like nods towards Kala to go to her bedroom, in order which she silently obeys. Abbot, why have you come to visit us this evening? See, he kind of stands up, walking over, going towards the side. As if to inspect some of the statues he's, wilted. No, whittled, sorry.
Wild. Yeah.
The abbot, however, turns. Is it a sin to visit the home of my friends and neighbors? Especially, he glances towards Anna. Friends and neighbors who may soon be family. You see, he then turns to you all.
Wait, what?
How do you like the village? You all are new here. A quiet and quaint settlement, no?
Yes, it's very quiet and interesting.
A very lovely
I
place.
do quite like it. Yeah. A pleasure to meet you, by the way.
It's been quite warm so far.
Pleasure to meet you all as well. The children of Krezkov has always seemed healthy and well protected. The Krezkovs have been good stewards of this land, haven't they?
I would agree with that statement.
Yeah, compared to the other villages we've traveled, this seems to be very secure.
You see, he kind of raises his eyebrows. He looks, not necessarily your faces, but your clothing and equipment. I see by your weapons that you're no strangers to the dangers outside these walls. It's good that the good people of Krezkov are protected, isn't it? From the threats that lurk beyond.
Absolutely.
We learned very
To
quickly.
be wise and wary of them is absolutely good. But one cannot be protected from everything, it seems.
Was that
He
Willow?
smiles at that. Isn't
What
it
were you gonna say,
beautiful? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just like, Willow was gonna say something.
Oh no, I just said we learned very quickly of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Needing to be prepared.
Isn't it beautiful how such a small, fragile thing can exist on the corners of Strahd's domain?
I suppose I would agree with that. It is interesting to say, none the least.
I would assume a lot of hard work went into trying to make and maintain this place.
Smiles and nods. Almost as if agreeing with Samael.
It's always a blessing to see communities that are, dare I say, blossoming in such hardship. It's inspirational.
He then, unless anyone says anything else, he then turns to Anna and Dimitri. Apologies for intervening upon your dinner. Then turns for the door before stopping. You will consider my words tonight, I hope, he says knowingly to both Anna and Dimitri. Before bowing. May the light of the eternal dawn go with you. He then departs.
Actually incite him to see why the fuck he's being so ominous.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
roll
was
an
pretty
insight.
ominous. I would also like to. Hold on, wait.
I got no clue. He's just weird.
I was afraid I'd missed something. I was like, what the fuck's going on here, man?
Let me insight
He's
roll.
just very different, I guess.
He seems rather eccentric.
Ah, Samael's able
I
to
don't
pick
know
up
about
some stuff.
eccentric.
I was as soon
Just-
part of me at the beginning when he walked in, part of me wanted to like kind of stand like right here on the off chance some shit happened because I'm just like,
Never mind.
the two actual people who know them told their kid to leave. I think we should keep an eye out.
Mhm.
So, with Vivienne's passive perception, does it seem like he's left the area and cannot listen in?
As far as you're aware,
Fantastic. So why does he wish to
Odd.
marry your daughter?
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that family comment was kind of weird.
at that note, you see Dimitri and Anna collapse onto their knees, holding one another softly, by the sounds of it, crying quietly. They seem to try to comfort one
Oh.
another.
Oh,
And on the note of that good old insight check, MIL, his questions to you all were ominous warnings to them.
Oh.
I was gonna say he's asking a lot of questions. Those are all
Yeah.
rhetorical. Those are all rhetorical. I'm assuming.
Because you got a 21, I will go through them for you.
okay.
How do you like the village? A quaint and quiet settlement, no? The village is safe and quiet for now.
Yeah, that for now kind of threw me off too. I was like,
The children of Kresk have always seemed healthy and well protected. The Kreskovs have been good stewards for this land, haven't they? Which translates to, I gave you your child's health. She and your neighbors will keep their lives and livelihoods if you uphold your end of the bargain.
Ooh.
I see by your weapons that you're no strangers to the dangers outside these walls. It's good that the good people of Kresk are protected, isn't it? From the threats that lurk beyond. Kresk's mighty walls will not protect you from my wrath. Lastly, isn't it beautiful how much a small, fragile thing can exist in the corners of Strahd's domain? You exist because I allow it. You will end if I demand it.
Ooh.
how far are we in? An hour? Dude, fuck this guy.
Real talk. Above table, he's one of my favorite characters in the module.
Willow goes to like comfort the two. Make sure they're okay.
I'm not gonna replicate it just because it's gonna pitch on the mic, I think, and it's gonna be really
Yeah.
difficult. But
Yeah.
through
Just read it out.
cries and bits of whimpers, here the two go into explaining that recently a werewolf attacked the village of Krezkov, somehow managed to bypass its walls. In its rampage, it wounded many and killed Kala, her daughter. The very same daughter
Okay.
you five met. Then hear Dmitri sob, saying, I held her in my arms as she died. Half of her side was missing. She kept whispering, Daddy, Mommy, over again, till she finally fell still. Their son, Ilya, vanished in that chaos and hasn't been seen in days. They fear that he may be dead. Both the Krezkovs had prayed to the Eternal Dawn for guidance and deliverance, begging for mercy, salvation, and which the abbot answered. Following morning, the abbot's servants, a pair of creatures who call themselves Otto and Digfreck. Sorry, I've read the name multiple times. I've never pronounced it verbally.
Yeah,
You're good.
Invited the Krezkovs to the abbey. There, the abbot offered the both of them a bargain, promising to bring back Kala in full health if Anna promised to sacrifice her heart to the abbot.
Like literal?
To Dimitri's horror, Anna had accepted. The abbot had brought Kala back to life. The abbot has given Anna 1 month's time to make peace with her family and neighbors. An act he has called the Eternal Dawn's Mercy. Krezkovs don't have much time left with one another. The abbot's deadline expires in 2 weeks. One day after tomorrow.
One day after tomorrow.
2 weeks.
Fucking hell.
2 weeks and a day after tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow is a full moon.
That is an odd. The situation is ironically analogous to what happened to Cere in her own heart.
It is actually. It's quite spooky.
Yeah.
Actually, when you think about it, it's like, oh.
Kala, however, hasn't been the same since her resurrection. Dimitri and Anna haven't asked, but they're terrified that she remembers the experience of dying. That what she saw beyond the veil of mortality scarred her forever. The life and laughter that was once with her, now gone. She spends much of her time staring at the graves of her parents once prepared for her. Sorry, the grave her parents once prepared for her.
So that's what she was looking at.
As you had
Oh.
mentioned, the open grave casket.
Was the stone unmarked, or I guess I didn't take a look at that headstone.
We did
Never
not.
mind. I thought. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Right.
He brought her back.
So, like I said, we're here to help the village in multiple ways. We told you about the scrying, yes, Dimitri?
Yes, you did tell us of that.
Excellent. That's one problem we can solve. Though I suppose this other one, will require a finer touch to find a solution. Although I do
Maybe even a
understand
bit
why
more
the
hands-on.
sacrifice was made. But... If...
We may have to get more
Kiso,
hands-on.
How good are your examination skills as a post-life doctor?
Ornithologist.
Yes, Mortologist.
That sounds like an apt term.
But I must admit, I'm not a fan of someone who would break what feels like true love up.
Everything has a cost, I guess.
Everything
So-
does have a cost, dear, but
To walk into
if you had the
somebody's
means
home.
or the power to save someone, would you ask them to sacrifice true love for it, or would you just do it to save them? Because that is the right thing to do.
Walk into somebody's home and throw threats like that. It's not really my thing.
It did
So-
feel a bit off.
You hear the two say to one another, just have to hope that she returns with him, that is able to find him.
But who's able to find?
Family friend of ours, a stunny woman. She had been injured in the past, and we had helped her for her work and her saving of our village many moons ago.
Ah,
We had helped her travel to Vallaki, but she had returned recently and heard of what happened to our son. Has decided to leave to try to find him,
what a noble soul.
hoping that she's able to return soon.
I hope so. Above table, see when we did the scrying spell, was it just the guy, or was
Yep.
there a woman there too?
You did see a woman, though the woman looked not similar to most Vistani women you've seen, to be honest.
Okay. Kind of whispering, I suppose, to Samael and the rest of the table. Sorry, we're just gonna be like, I must agree, but they may be my only chance, so let's try and not hold too much of a grudge yet.
Well, I'll be fine putting it aside as soon as they heal you, but afterwards is going to be a completely different topic.
That is entirely understandable. I can't fault that.
Willow, dear,
Yes.
might I suggest that Chai and Cere might spend some time talking with the young Delta. There might be experiences to share there and perspective and warmth to give.
I thought it was very well established. I am horrible at talking to kids.
Yes, but given your duties in the past, I think you might be able to give her perspective.
Hmm.
And you'd have Chai to give you help there too. And generally look adorable. It's
This
hard
is
to be
true.
in a foul mood when Chai's around.
Chai could make a great glamorous assistant.
It always does.
That is very true.
I also mention, as this is of note for Vivienne, due to your passive perception earlier. When you're out by the cow, you pass by a wine cellar, like little entrance area that would go to like a basement. You would have noticed that there seemed to have been some kind of like damage to the wooden part of it. Not fully certain deeply enough, but it seems that there were like some marks or gouges on it, like claw marks.
She'll ask Dimitri if he need. She will tell Dimitri about it and ask if he wants help repairing it.
Oh, no, no, friend. Nothing to worry about. We will take care of it on our own.
As you wish. But yes, you all don't mind. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to. Well, we do have plenty of experiences mixed between us all in life. So, if you'd like, we can talk to your daughter at least, see if we can help out with that. But I also understand if you don't wish such a thing too.
With their daughter?
We are strangers.
I'm asking as the DM.
Sorry, what was that?
With their daughter?
Yeah, chatting with her, like, since they've said she's not herself, they're afraid she saw something. And Vivienne's just pointing out, hey, we have a lot of different experiences through our life.
Half of the party's almost kicked the bucket already. They might as well try.
Fair enough.
Maybe there's a connection one of us can make that will help bring her back to what you remember.
You're more than welcome to talk to them about their child if you'd like.
I can give it a try.
Vivienne didn't
bedroom
want
would
to just
be
do it
up
without
here.
asking.
They don't seem to. They seem more preoccupied with one another at the moment.
Well, if you'd like, I can speak with them. I
Oh.
would probably ask for someone else to come with and be a shoulder to lean on at least.
Willow, do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
I could go to see if he's been affected on a more magical end, maybe.
Yeah, that is a beautiful idea.
Sure, if you want. If I'm with either of you, coming along.
I think Willow's a wonderful idea.
Hmm.
That way Chai feels comfortable too.
Hey, Chai always me and Chai are good buds. Sorry,
Oh, of
says
course.
Chai.
I don't doubt that in the least.
We've been through some stuff.
Seen some things even.
True. Seen more than I'd
Trying to
have
see
liked
if
to.
I have anything, but I don't really think I do. No abilities to like. At least not yet, but I can at least do some kind of insight or arcana on her. I'll bring Chai on my shoulder and help Cere out. And
Cere on the other shoulder.
Yeah. Go to the kiddo's room. That's not broken glass on the ground.
It is.
Oh.
Yay! They play with broken glass.
And a broken chair.
Huh?
Is she in here?
She is. A small bed sits against one wall of the small, muted bedroom. Its quilt a patchwork of floral patterns and faded pastels. A shelf above a nearby dresser displays a few simple toys, a stuffed bear with button eye, a whittled wooden horse, small tattered book of Barovian folk tales. On the windowsill rests a small ceramic pot that holds a wilting flower. It's an actually wilting flower, its petals drooping in the shadowed light. You see Kala, however, sitting on her bed with her knees clutched to her chest as she stares at the wilting flower on the windowsill. Hmm?
But I don't know how to approach this.
I am thinking of the best way.
Yes.
So I would kind of like lean against the wall, like not wanting to block the door. She has like closed the door just to try and keep a bit of privacy, and she'll kind of like stumble a bit over to like lay against the wall beside the door. She kind of looks over. Good evening. I hope you're feeling all right.
Briefly, real quick, Anna and Dimitri will tell the rest of the party that they don't really have much when it comes to bedrooms outside. They have 2 beds in the other bedroom to the south. However, if they'd like, they're more than welcome to use their bedrolls on the floor or, in one of the animal pens outside if they really want to. But they apologize, I do not have anything more accommodating. As they seem to be heading in for the night.
That's perfectly fine. Thank you very much for the delicious meal and for allowing us to stay here.
The Anna gives a kind of a just trying to force a smile of sorts. Their plates still only partially fed upon.
Tetmai will turn to Vivienne and Kiso. Tell me, please, that we're gonna do something about that abbot. I can't stand to see a family like this get torn apart like that.
Of course, darling. You know me how I feel about family.
Back over with
You
Willow.
never turn your back on family.
Back over with Willow and Cere. You hear Kala speak. Asks you, have you ever seen a monster before?
Yes.
We've seen quite a few.
I've seen many, yeah.
Why do monsters like the dark so much?
Easy for them to lurk in.
It's somewhere where they can feel safe. In the inverse of what we would. We'd feel safe in the light. They feel safe in the dark.
I think instead of standing so far away, Willow will it's avoiding the glass on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
We'll kind of like, oh, I did not mean to do that.
Not gonna make you make an acrobatic check.
She will kind of come over and kind of kneel at the side of the bed and have Chai kind of sit there on the bed next to her. Just so that it doesn't feel awkward for her, for the kid. Of just these people standing so far away from her as if, there's something wrong.
Now that I thought about it, your question, it's a good one. I mean, as Willow had said, monsters like the darkness because it's easier for them to hide, and perhaps, to an extent, they're afraid too. Afraid of being seen or of being stopped, and if they stay in the dark, they can, feel comfort. But, you know what? Light always finds a way, and when it does, monsters don't seem so big anymore.
Can you both help?
How can we help?
She seems almost hesitant to ask. You must keep it secret from. I don't want to make them.
Anything you tell us here will remain within these four walls. That much I promise.
I hold up a pinky for a pinky promise.
Well,
Speak
she'll
in the
loop her
kids'
pinky with
language.
yours.
Cere will do the same, but from a distance, because obviously Cere is unable to walk over.
Parents, tell me. I think I died. That the abbot had something to do with me coming back. It's all hazy. Can't fully remember it. I remember seeing flash of teeth and claw. Blood. Lots of pain. I then remember being somewhere dark, cold, mists and distant streams. Felt like I was supposed to go somewhere. The mist stopped me. Every time I tried to leave, it brought me back into the screaming darkness. But then I woke up again in my body, healed, whole, without any more pain. My parents took me home. They loved me. They care for me, but I can tell that they're nervous, afraid. If one wrong move and I'll break.
That can happen when someone's been through a lot. And from our understanding, you have been through a lot.
Yeah.
They
I
care a lot for you and are worried.
Yeah, the nervousness you're sensing is a manifestation of how they care for you. By the sounds of it. And the strange thing you were describing, I actually recall something similar with ourselves. I remember vividly, I think, what you're describing, at least with the mist and the other place, and I guess in a way you weren't supposed to be there, and that's why you're here now. I mean, you can feel the bad there, right? You can feel that it's there, ground.
Every night, ever since I came back, dreams of the monster that killed me, or that I think did, and of the dark place that I went to. I think if I face this monster, though, the nightmares will stop.
Cere's gonna kind of pause and kind of mull it over. Above table, I realized something really bad. Cere is not the person for this conversation.
It's okay.
Cere will kind of pause and kind of briefly speak. She goes, I it's an interesting idea. It's actually something that my people back home participate in. It's a way of growing up. We
Hey,
have nightmares.
snuck out to play in the garden the night that it happened.
Hmm.
The monster head came from the wine cellar below the house.
Hmm.
Night,
The white cellar.
and you all wait until sleep. Bring me there and keep me safe. That I can at least know for certain if monster is there or if it's gone forever.
We could check it
Like-
out.
Looking at all my abilities, I'm like, can I like do something for her to stay here, but also still be aware? I'm like,
As she kind of looks at Willow, she can kind of read it on your face. She says, "Need to see. Don't want to be afraid of the dark anymore."
I understand.
You know, I actually think that could be a good idea, but I think for your safety as well, I think it's important that we check first, then we come get you, and we all go together and are able to beat this fear. My people, as we grew up, when we have these nightmares, in order to grow, we have to face our fears, but it's foolish to face them alone, and so that's why we keep our family and our friends close and face fears together. It's a support network. You have your family, and we're here too. And as such, if everyone sticks together, then you'll be safe.
If
But
Hmm.
sorry, what was that, Bella?
No, you're fine. I was more gonna be an above table thing. Would I don't, if her memory's hazy, I don't know if detect thoughts and going in deeper would
Hmm.
help any.
No, because
Well,
detect
because
thoughts
there's
is
no
more of just
problem.
like what she's thinking,
Yeah.
not necessarily like memories.
Yeah, I realize that now.
Excuse me.
Cere looks over towards Willow and kind of says, I think it would be a good idea, perhaps, tonight if we all check it out. You know, for peace of mind.
It is best for us to maybe get a look first, and then we will come get you.
Yeah, we'll check it out first and make sure everything's safe.
Just-
And
I have ways of checking things, and not having to be in there necessarily. I look at Chai.
likewise, I have a friend too that can help us with that.
Above table, good job. You're gonna give Chai a heart attack.
Or Chai.
No,
I have ways of checking without me being in there. Looks at Chai. Eh? Eh?
Chai's like,
So-
no, God, please no.
If I understand properly, let me double check something. Squints. Okay. So would I be able to transfer the clairvoyant spell through Chai. I'm not 100% on how, like, if there's, like, a limit on certain spells or what.
Let me double check to see what clairvoyance does. I've not had anyone
Like-
cast that in forever.
No, you're good. Like, casting it through Chai for it to be in the cellar in a visible, like...
So you can't do
have-
this because it has to be at a place you've
Okay.
visited or seen before.
It also says unfamiliar I could do it too, but it would have to be in an obvious place.
Yeah. I would
Which
say no,
I'm
just
okay
because you
with.
don't fully
Okay.
know the area.
That's okay.
And the whole key point for her is that she wants to actually be there herself.
I know, but it's more of like us checking it out first,
Ah.
just to make sure if it's like... Because we don't want this kid, like, we just met these people. We don't want this kid to be in danger again.
Surely her parents wouldn't leave a monster beneath their house, right?
I have a bad.
I don't
feeling
know
about
their
this.
life.
I think this is called foreshadowing, and now I'm scared.
If you want to take revenge on the
I mean,
creature
unless
that
it's
killed your
snuck
daughter,
in. Or it's the sun.
no, we saw where the sun's at.
Oh.
Yeah, sun's in a cave.
And
But no, Cere would 100% be on board with this. Should we kind of say? I think it's important we speak with our companions, but I'm certainly on board with conquering the sphere, casting light in the darkness.
I have an idea. I hold up Chai, and I'm just like, how about my little friend here, his name is Chai, stays with you for the time being, and then once we're ready, he will let you know.
You will take me with you down there, right?
But of course, you have to conquer that fear. You can only do that by going there.
She stares at like Willow burning holes in her eyes as she says, "You pinky promise."
She did pinky
And-
promise.
I will fulfill that promise.
She then
This
kind
is
of like
more of
holds Chai like
us-
a plushie or like a stuffed animal.
Aww.
We're going to talk to our friends first. And me and Chai here have a special bond. So when we're good to go, he'll let you know. Okay?
She nods her head. You then hear like wheezing gasps from Chai of like, "Willow, Willow, ah."
Also be careful, he's fragile.
He's just a little guy.
I give her a little pat on the head, and I stand up.
Does the nap actually happen? But as soon as you open the door, everybody else hears the sounds of WWE music as she RKO's Chai into the bed.
Oh my god, it
What
came
the-
out of nowhere!
Watch out, watch out.
Chai's down for the count!
Chai slips out, grabs a chair,
Oh, yeah.
smashes it over her head.
Oh no, Chai with a chair! It's devastating!
Where are our lovely hosts?
I assume they're going to sleep. They're in their room.
Let's see.
Does Vivienne hear passive sounds of sleep? Like snoring or such?
You hear minor discussions of like, as parents would before going to sleep, like trying to think of what to do next.
Cere will kind of gesture everyone over. And can could everyone come here just for a minute?
Team huddle.
Yeah, group huddle. Everyone pile in. Yeah, I mean, me too.
Group huddle.
All right, I'm gonna say this quietly, as I think it's important. There is something that we need to do, and something we need to do together. To defeat the trauma that comes from encountering monsters and encountering, in my case, the undead, my people believe strongly in facing one's fears. And it seems that is what the child needs in this moment. She wants to go down to the basement tonight and make sure everything's clear so that she can have an easy mind. I think it's a easy option for us to do, and something we should.
Supposedly.
Hmm?
I was just going to say, supposedly what attacked her may have come from the basement, as far as she's aware, at least.
Yeah, she said it came from the basement, which means that she's constantly scared of the basement. So conquering that fear will be a way of restoring peace of mind and confidence. I would propose that we all check it out beforehand, before we bring the child down. I say we check it out, make sure it's clear, then we go get the child. And we show her that everything's safe here.
We may want to be a bit on the stealthier end, just in case if there actually is something beneath the house.
If there's something beneath the house, we kill it.
Yes, but I don't know if she wants to see it, or...
No, I'm saying we kill it beforehand. We go down there as a group without the child. If it's something down there, we kill it. Then, we bring the kid down when everything's safe, and show them that everything is fine. Remember, we have faced things like that before, and although it was a struggle, we survived, and that was without silvered equipment. Now we are far more prepared.
Above table, Lynn, was it my understanding that she, regardless of whether it was there or not, she wanted to go down there and have us protect her if it is? Okay.
I say we clear it first, though.
Willow is, like, struggling internally a bit because she did promise
why
this
are we
kid.
not going to just tell her parents about this?
I feel like her parents probably do not wish for that. Is at least the
I
vibe
also
seem to
pinky
get.
promised her.
She did promise, and technically so did I. But no, I believe that the nervousness of her parents seemed to be putting her a bit on edge too. And I believe if they don't have to be involved, then it's probably for the best. I am concerned about approaching them on the subject in case they,
know something.
Yeah, in case they don't want that to happen.
I suppose it won't hurt to take a look. But I would suggest we more spend time figuring out if there is a monster there, and if it's there, figure out why it's there.
Realistically, does it matter why it's there?
To
If there's a monster within
extent.
town, it should be put down.
To an extent, yes, it is there. If they're keeping a monster down there, there has to be a reason why. And I would hate to jump to conclusions without knowing their side of things.
I mean, I suppose we have had that situation with, what was his name again? Was it Daru?
Yes.
Toru, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm loath to suggest this is Daru Part 2, but
We can never be too sure.
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care to know. A monster is a monster. If it cannot be subdued, then it should be put down.
Correct.
So I would propose we go and put it down. That is, of course, assuming that there is one.
So, we'll ask, out of character, you guys just want to wait an unknown amount of time, just like stand here around, or do you guys want to look around to see the guest bedroom to decide who's going to end up sleeping there tonight, or immediately go?
I'm happy to sleep on the floor. I'd propose that we go soon to check it out. Just ourselves.
You were getting a bed. Stop that.
I'm perfectly fine. I enjoy the comfort of a hard floor. It's good for the back.
But it's not good for your heart. You're getting a bit.
My heart is not affected by where I sleep. Hells, I think sleeping by the fire might actually be quite beneficial.
Good rest is good for you.
Good rest is more important for those that are carrying me.
Do you know what the best part of this whole conversation is?
Mm.
You don't have a choice. You can't move, dear, without someone's help. You're going wherever we place you.
That's not true. Cere will like confidently try and walk to the side before falling over. It's like
Yeah,
flop.
that's what I thought.
So, wherever you wish to put Cere, go ahead and put her, and the rest of us will figure out where we're going to sleep after that.
I think Willow is having an internal struggle of like, I promised this kid we would bring her down there with or without a monster there. And I'm just like, but if we kill it first, then I feel like that almost defeats the point of what she wants to go down there for. And I'm just like,
I have an idea for that one. Sorry, will actually propose the idea. Thinking about it actually, if there is a monster there and we do slay it, there was a silly tradition back home. It's called like the last lick, so to speak. Bring the child down. The dead creature is already dead. The child might not know that though. We let the child get the final stab. Even if it's already dead, the child will feel like they have got the kill. It's something we do for the youngins back home. Helps get the stress out too.
If we're
Frankly,
able
I'm
to...
amazed my people don't have more trauma than we have already, but still.
If we're able to do that successfully, then that might not be too bad.
That would be my suggestion. Anyways, I am capable of still fighting. I am coming with. So I would request that someone help me. And let us go check this out.
Hoist her on my shoulder. At this point, I should at least gain some strength.
I'm not that heavy.
A whole person is quite heavy.
But I am...
Regardless of weight.
I am fading away here, dear.
And I'm weak.
Cere...
So.
Cere is quite, like, gaunt. She's very, like, she does look like she is not well fed.
Quick, put her head in the mashed potatoes, make her eat.
Like, I'm pretty sure if you saw Cere without like all of her leather armor, you'd probably see that she is mostly just bone, skin and bone.
Well, yeah, I guess we should do our. I really do still think that we should be a little stealthy about it, just to not wake up the parents and not to disturb if there is a creature down there, and then us go in if there is. That makes sense at all?
Yeah, I certainly would agree. I think we should be cautious, but
I had no
Still.
intention of being anything otherwise.
gonna refresh.
Did not go in the same direction as you all whenever we had to do those chores. Do any of you know where the cellar is?
Outside to the left.
That makes it easy.
We passed by it earlier.
We did.
Okay. Alright. Would we head out now?
Yeah.
Does it sound like they're sleeping yet?
Yeah.
Alright, well, if it sounds like they're sleeping, then yeah, Vivienne will say, it's a good enough time as any to go.
Before we do go, what's Chai doing? Entertain the child.
Fighting for his life.
Chai is currently curled up in a circle form like a croissant and is being pet like a cat and is purring.
Oh. I'm sure that helps her a bit.
The goodest of boys.
A baby. Alrighty.
But that was after he got in a good cheap shot with the pillow.
Oh yeah.
They
A
had a little bit of a
tooth might have been
tussle.
knocked out, you know.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay, the Tooth Fairy will get it.
You coming, Kiso?
Oh yeah.
And Samael.
Yep.
Oops. Okay, I almost closed that.
Dear God.
Somehow you forgot to close the door.
Yeah.
Can I have that Izek stat block when you get the chance, by the way?
It should already be in your collection of.
Candy. Is that a guard?
You see it as a Zek zombie? Yes, that is a guard. Yeah, you already have access to it. I'm not placing it right now.
Don't be suspicious.
Never mind.
Doc who doesn't question us.
Stop moving, please.
Oh, sorry.
I swear to God, Mel. I'm trying to do a thing
Sorry.
to make it easier. There we go. I'll stop bouncing around because it was immensely disorienting on stream. So you all go towards the wines. You find a heavy wooden bulkhead door stands against the cottage on the side facing the garden. Close inspection reveals that two of the hinges are broken. The lock is battered and broken. The center of the door bulges slightly outward as though struck from the inside by great force. As you open the door, begin to descend the sets of stone stairs that open into a wine cellar. The room is chilly and the walls are lined with empty wooden racks that once held bottles of wine. The scent of damp earth is pervasive. The floor bears a trail of deep gouges and claw marks. The marks lead to a bare spot between two wooden racks, covering a portion of the far stone wall approximately 3 feet across. If anyone would like, they can make a nature check to discern what these marks are from.
I would like to.
I will as well, since I'm really good with nature.
Let's go.
Are you?
Oh, that was
Really good
oh,
with
I
an
petered
18.
on an 18.
So, Cere,
Oh.
with your 16, you're able to discern that the marks and gouges were left by a large lupine beast. Some form of canine.
Seems we've got friends of Willow's.
Not one of them. And
Old friends.
You'd
Oh,
also
friends.
notice, as you all approach and look about, that the bare spot in the wall hides, by the looks of it, a secret door. Not hidden. There's no necessarily, magical or crazy high tech about it. As it appears it can no longer be closed completely due to the damage, as there seems to be a thin crack in the wall from the floor to a point of 6 feet above the ground. You can try to forcefully open the door if you'd like.
Which
Then
side
I'll
of
get
the
in
which
there.
side of the building is it on?
It's underneath.
No, but like which side of the walls underneath is it on?
Is it south? Is it north?
Is it the
It'd be
left
the
or
This
north.
Okay.
Should I
from my
try and open this?
from my passive investigation of 17, does it look like there was a creature in here within the last 24 hours?
Of your investigation?
Yeah, because my passive is 17.
No, it was longer. It's been longer since.
Above table, the full moon's tomorrow, right?
Correct.
Or tomorrow night?
Mhm.
Okay, just making sure.
Uh,
So we can be safer.
do you all
What?
want me to open the door?
Yeah, be a strength check if you want to try to.
You're the
Sure, go for
strongest
it.
one here, Samael.
Strength.
Yep.
Wait, what do I?
Not
Just a
athletics,
strength roll?
just a strength roll. If anyone would like to give you advantage by assisting.
I want to help him, but I can't.
Yeah, you
Vivienne
you
will-
are the
Vivienne will
one who
help.
cannot.
Yeah, I'd say
Vivienne will
either
help.
Irina or Vivienne.
What do
Uh,
what do I do with it when I'm getting
Oh,
helped?
you're gonna click strength and give toggle the advantage.
Okay.
Help action gives you advantage.
So you push,
17.
you push, and it does not budge.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
You could try to make a investigation check to see if there's some kind of mechanism somewhere hidden. Otherwise, you could try again on that strength check.
Oh, you know what? I'll investigate first. My investigation's terrible, guys. Just so you know.
I would like. Could I do the investigation because I'm proficient?
Sure.
And I guess help from Samael or
Yeah.
no,
I'll-
it's
know,
skills
if you
Samael
wanna-
can't help on that.
Wait,
because
no, I
he's not
can. I
proficient.
can. I can.
oh, okay.
Wow.
No, yeah. Not bad.
With a 19, you're able to find what is a actually disguised lever on the wine rack.
I pull it.
Once the lever is pulled, the lock on the door releases and the door drifts slightly forward, revealing handholds along its side that can be used to pull it fully open.
There you go,
As
Samael.
it appears a secret door leads to a hidden basement below it.
I will
Good
grab-
enough.
Before anyone steps forward, Vivienne's just gonna kind of listen to hear if there's any sounds of any living creature that's outside, like breathing or anything of that.
Nope.
Anything like nothing at all?
No. So I
Alright,
will
I'll open the
mention
door.
if not all creatures breathe.
This is
True. Uh,
Does it sound like there's anything shuffling? Is there?
No.
hold on.
Okay.
Wait, question.
Hmm.
Before we go down, should we bring the girl and show here and hide the fact that this is even a thing?
No. She will worry about the other entrance. And worry
Yeah,
about what's
the
beyond
secret
it.
door isn't that secret anymore due to the damages that appear to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word. Okay, then I'll open the door. And
You know
I
what
see-
child's imagination is like?
Yeah. They have a knack of wondering. And then let's just be ready on the off chance something is down there.
If it is, then it should be the one that worries.
Party descends. The air here is thick and musty. 3 sets of heavy silver shackles are bolted to the stone walls. with two surrounded by disturbed half circles of salt. Claw marks mar the walls and the floor. The silver shackles bolted to the east wall have been heavily destroyed and damaged, with one shackle burst open and the other torn from the wall entirely, laying now on the ground below you, or before you. You'd also hear footsteps. Paula has joined you. With a sleepy head-turned look of a Chai, who seems to be waking up now.
We were just coming to catch you.
I look at Chai disappointed.
Chai dropped the ball here, let's be honest.
Chai looks down. His head looks down, but you see his eyes look up at you. He looks like a
Very
sad puppy
difficult
dog.
being mad at you.
Still puppy dog eyes.
I allow Kala to keep hold of Chai.
You then hear another set of footsteps.
Oh shit.
As you look back and you see Dimitri.
Oh.
Well, fuck.
However, on his face you do not see a look of anger or mad or any form of aggression. You instead see that his eyes are haunted and sad. His gaze lingers somberly on Kala's face. He asks to you all, very well of question. Ask only that you do not. I only ask that you not judge us too harshly. You hear the answer.
My judgment is reserved for other creatures, not yourselves. We wanted to come down and make sure everything was okay, and Kala wanted to see down here, make sure it was safe too.
You see he kind of steps down to join you all as he repeats your word. Monsters. Yes. You see his hands kind of like run against the stone walls, rubbing, his fingers running against the claw mark. 80 years ago, my grandfather was bitten by a werewolf. His ancestors survived. The curse of lycanthropy remained with him until his death. It was passed down, intermittently within the Krezkov line. The curse emerges on the first full moon of their infected Krezkov 13th birthday, transforming their body into a powerful, violent beast at night and each full moon thereafter. You see his hand moves away from the wall. Since then, the Krezkov family has kept the curse under control by binding ourselves in silver on the nights of the full moon and imbibing a potion of wolfsbane, which keeps the spirit of the wolf docile and calm. He turns to you all. I was born a werewolf. When Ilya was born, we had hoped that he might escape the curse. Birth. But as the night of his full moon approached, the signs of lycanthropy were impossible to ignore. Sudden bursts of uncharacteristic restlessness and aggression, sharpened senses of hearing and smell, amber tinge to the irises, and remarkably increased appetite around the time of the full moon. My wife had prepared Ilya a potion of wolfsbane and helped to bind him to the shackles of the walls beside me. He looks to the chains. Somehow, however, when Ilya first transformed, you hear him sigh. Potion failed to suppress the anger and rage, strength of the wolf that was inside of him. Ilya broke free from the shackles and escaped the cellar. I'd rampage the village. Oh, not before wounding several of the villagers. He turns to Kala. Killing sister. Ilya then fled across the walls and vanished in the Salovich woods. Despite arranging several search parties in weeks since his disappearance, wife and I have found no. Let's apologize for stealing this information.
All the more reason to bring him home.
Indeed.
Stand if you're
Understandable.
settled, frightened.
I am not frightened.
No, we've come across a lot of things in our time here.
We've had close encounters with such kind before.
Darling, you're no monster. You're just a concerned father trying to do the best by his children.
Precisely.
You kind of
The
see him
monsters are those
slam
that
his
give
fist, not at you in anger, but just slam his fist against the wall as and I hear his chest shake at an intake of breath. At that,
The monsters are those that refuse to try and control it. I've said before, those that do their best to control it, I have the most utmost respect for.
Doesn't change my promise to you to try and help you get your son.
Indeed. And I suppose it makes it easier for us to say, Callas, and you can see there is no monster within the basement. You're safe. You don't have to worry about here.
you see a little bit of water trickles from the ceiling above into a small little pool of water as Dimitri kind of looks at his own reflection. It's easier for you to say that. Alas, I must live with my monster. He kind of blinks in his eyes. You can actually see at this point, at your range, he does indeed have the amber eyes.
Everyone has a burden, something to bear. This, I suppose, is yours.
I'd only hoped that skipped my.
But I must ask, these facilities, will they still hold? Or do they still need repairs?
He gestures towards the broken one. The broken ones will of course need repair. However, the two here will do. Or at least me tomorrow.
Good.
That is the important part.
Thankfully the
I
wolves
suppose
make
tomorrow.
apology.
I was going to say, how active should we expect the packs to be tomorrow?
Depends. Some those that are of savage nature outside these walls. Family and I have no. You've lived these last 80 or so years. Solitude. Self-reliant.
I see.
I cannot ask you to save all my family.
And yet
You
we
don't
will be
need
happy to do so.
You see he kind of closes his eyes as he seems like partially bite his lip, trying to hold back tears. Kind of see Dimitri Dimitri's a large man, though. By the looks of it, a very proud man. But even by just offering to help him, seemed to have just humbled the man and brought him to tears with gratitude.
No one is an island. At the end of the day, we all must work together to ensure that everything remains safe and good. You don't have to face everything alone. It's actually what I was just telling to your daughter. We don't have to face our fears alone. A family is strong because of the bonds together. And likewise as our friends.
You know, it's
Ever since we arrived in Barovia, this place has been rather hostile to us, but we have persevered and survived and pushed forward because we place our trust in each other.
Dimitri will then lead you all back out, cellar, closing it up. You'll begin heading back to bed. Urge Kala to actually go to bed this time.
I'll go tuck her in.
Who would like to go into the other bedroom to sleep?
I will pick up Cere and take her to the bedroom so
Yeah.
that she can go to sleep.
Gotcha.
Cere will grumble and squirm and try and fight you away. Just no, just leave me by the fire. I'll be fine.
Uselessly
Do
flail.
not hurt yourself.
Flails at you.
As
You're
you
gonna-
bring
you're
the
gonna hurt my heart.
flailing child / weirdly adoptive sister of Samael's at this point.
Yeah, we are siblings. Is what we call
Yeah.
each other.
You find Ilya's bedroom. The bed in this modest bedroom is neatly made, covered with a hand-stitched quilt, presumably by Anna. A wooden shelf above the desks holds an assortment of curios, a feather, a small rock crystal, and what appears to be a wolf's tooth. A small weapon rack hangs on the wall, currently holding a short sword, and a hunting bow with a quiver of arrows beneath it. A round window with a simple lace curtain lets in a sliver of natural light. At this point, moonlight, illuminating a hand-drawn map tacked to the wall beside it. Looking at it, the map depicts the local woods around Krezkov, extending as far south as what you had noted before to be the Wizard and Wines, and as far east as Lake Baratuk, depending how you pronounce it. Samael, do you inspect it further? Cere is currently
Yes.
bedbound.
I will.
Grumbling. Still grumbling.
You'd observe a small piece of parchment seems to be tucked away behind it, as if
Oh.
intentionally hidden.
Can I take it out?
You can. It appears to be a sketch drawing. The parchment contains a charcoal. Tried pronouncing that backwards. Charchar. A charcoal sketch of a woman. The sketch depicts a woman with a narrowed, low-set eyes, whose lips seem to unconsciously curl into a snarl. The gray bandana ties back a set of thick, short-cropped dreadlocks behind her head. And a half-shredded black tunic lies beneath a set of worn leather armor on her chest.
Somehow we'll turn it around to show Cere while she's laying down, right above her face. This mean anything?
Who's that?
I mean, I suppose I've seen worse art before.
Oh, come
Not
on.
that.
No,
What
I
is
don't know who it is.
both of your passive perceptions again?
Mine's is pretty high. Mine's is 16, I believe. Let me check. 16, yeah.
Perception. I got a 12.
Alright. Sam, you're not able to notice this, but Cere, you're able to notice that the woman in the drawing bears a striking resemblance to Dimitri. I know the image itself doesn't fully show it, but you get the idea.
Okay. Yeah. She'll kind of relay that, but I mean, now that I think about it, she does kind of look a bit like Dimitri, don't you think?
Can't really quite put my finger on it, but if you say so.
Maybe a sibling or a cousin.
Samuel's like, bro, Dimitri's a dude. What do you mean?
Yeah, but look at the jaw, the nose, the eyebrows.
Perhaps you're insinuating a familial relationship then instead.
Yeah.
You hear
that's what
from
I'm saying,
Kiso,
down
who
the-
sticks his head out from the
Kiso
doorway.
appears in the room.
Hi, Kiso. As I was saying, yeah, like a perhaps a cousin or a sibling. That's what I said.
Oh, I
I'll
just
probably go.
realized
I'll
anyone
probably go
could
show
get in
this
there
to
and-
the others.
You may as well.
Anyone could go in and cuddle Cere now. She can't stop him.
Mhm.
I want you to understand, Cere can still hit you. And Cere does have
Uh.
access to spells. And will use them. You-
Before
you've
Samael
seen what-
takes off with the little
You've seen
parchment.
you've all seen what Cere can do with a touch, okay? Watch
Samael
what
will
happens in that regard.
place his hand on top of Cere's head and rub it a little bit. Don't worry, cousin. You'll be fine.
You do that one more time, and I warn you, you will not like what happens next.
Samael will lift his head a little
He
bit
will bite off your hand.
and then really quickly and lightly place it in the middle of Cere's face and then run away.
As he begins to run away, I imagine you sort of hear and can see from underneath the quilt is the loading of a crossbow. Yeah,
I
that's right.
think
You better run.
Willow.
Good night.
There are two. I will mention there are two beds in this bedroom. Someone else can also sleep on one of the beds. There's also enough room
when I-
for one person to sleep on the floor.
I'm not sleeping in that room. As I step out, I'm not sleeping in that room.
A wise choice.
Oh, but I found this, and I'll show everybody else the little parchment with the drawing. So you said it looks. Oh no, I'm having a brain fart.
Like Dimitri.
Like Dimitri?
There you go. Sari says it looks like Dimitri, but like it kind of hits me like a little bit, but I don't know. Am I just like not seeing it?
Anyone with a 13 or higher passive perception is able to get the same
Really?
kind of vibe check, if you will.
I have a
Hmm.
12.
I wonder. I think 22 meets that.
I was gonna
Well-
say Vivienne said that and could have just said that in character. Like, yeah, that does look like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying. Oh, you mean Dimitri? Yeah, I
Mhm.
kind of spotted it right away.
Maybe it's just me, and I'll hand it over. I'll just hand it to them.
Hmm.
I found it behind the map. It was like kind of tucked away.
As Vivienne gives that little, she just kind of looks up at Samael's blonde hair and goes, "It might be you."
No. Well. Yeah, probably.
Do you have more fun?
And so
I wouldn't say fun, but
everybody begins to get ready and prep for a good old night's rest. Oh.
Willow, would you like to go take the room with Cere? Or Irina?
Irina
Either.
will nestle himself into the couch, cushioning and be like, I'm well enough. I'm quite accustomed and comfortable with this chair at this point.
Fair enough. If no one else will, I'll go take it myself.
I'll sit in the other chair next. That's in the living room.
Alrighty.
I fear that if I sleep in that room, I won't wake to see the morning. So I'm gonna go sleep next to the fire.
Gotcha.
Now, where will Kiso lay his weary beak?
I sleep standing up.
That's true. You did watch over me multiple nights at the end.
Yeah.
I will remain ominously in a corner. Also, one sec, my computer just died and I need to get my shit back up.
No worries. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up something.
We're gonna go to sleep and wake up. You're finally awake.
You're finally awake.
You'll finally awake, adventurers.
Why are you trying to
Shame
cross
they
the
caught you
border?
crossing the borders.
No. We gotta reset the Oblivion one now. That's
Oh.
the new one. Straight up no.
I said, oh.
Oh, okay.
No.
That was just like a flat no.
No,
I don't know.
we're
the
not going
Oblivion
back.
one?
We can't go back.
Apologies. Trying to find a thing because it's supposed to be something happening to me for one of you.
Huh?
Well, that's concerning.
It is quite concerning.
Huh?
Which one of us?
For Samael.
God damn it.
Oh,
Oh,
Wait, is this the thing?
Yeah, you're supposed to go to that tree.
oh yeah, your tree girlfriend.
Tree girlfriend.
Ghost him.
I gotta go knock on a tree. I forgot.
You'll get to see how freaky us witches are.
Don't say
She'll make you pick out your own switch.
How freaky dicky.
Samael.
One moment, I'm putting something in church request.
How dare you?
Love you too, buddy. Alright, I'm ready.
As you lay back, rest, your mind
Wait, do I have to
drifts.
knock on my desk?
Mayhaps.
Do it.
God damn it.
As you lay back, you rest. Your mind drifts as you go into slumber and sleep. You find yourself in a void. There's nothing but darkness.
Knowing Samael, he'd probably just be like just a whistle to see how far, if any echo goes.
Your whistle is met with a soft rumbling. Seems to grow in volume. And with it, your body feels more and more hot, warm. You feel the sweat
I
run
hate
down
the
the
heat.
back of your neck. Your heart begins to increase in pace. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. Your breath intake increases as the rumble grows from a rumble to a growl.
What?
The darkness, you see growing embers. See but
Ah.
See but 2 red ember eyes.
Um,
And then
Hello?
you're pulled awake. And you are drenched in sweat. Your body warm to the touch.
what was that?
Instinctively, you look around, and your hand feels immensely warm, burning, as if you're touching a burning rod. You instinctively drop whatever your hand is clutching. You see the amber shard fall onto the ground.
Oop.
Same amber shard got off of Ethek's body. Your heart still loud, pumping in your ear. You look around, everybody else is still asleep.
So am I thinking back to the above table real quick? They said like that it's something that they can look through, right? Like somebody like
it was what the players had taken away from it.
okay.
It something is able to reside within these things and look out.
Yeah.
And that
It's
something
like
very well
fragments
might
of
be
it.
residing within it. However,
Yeah.
Kiso and Willow weren't able to fully ascertain it.
Okay.
Seems to be
Only
something
that it's-
very old.
Not great either.
Somebody will grab it and kind of like put it in the like in between his eyes and the fire to see if anything's inside. Like,
Mhm.
See a almost like inky black, like ichor or mist within it.
this really better not become something that happens often.
Looks very similar to this. Apologies, chat. I do not have one for you.
Okay.
Cool.
Somebody will kind of sit there thinking like, do I wake people? Nah, probably shouldn't. We have a lot already on the plate.
Does Sam
Oh,
I
and-
remember he have a date?
I'm I'm slowly working my way to that, being like, who else could I ask? And then Samuel's dumb little expression, oh yeah. And Samuel will get ready to trek into the night to find that said tree from the letter and take the letter with me.
You go outside in the dark on your lonesome.
Yeah. When I get a little further away from the house, I will use light so that I can see a little bit more.
Gotcha. And so you're staying within the walls of Krezkov, I presume.
Yeah, I'm not going out there.
Hey.
Have you heard what they've been saying?
Have you
Hell
seen
no.
these crazy fucking things out there? Hell no.
They said that wolf did not get stopped by Wolfsbane or silver chains on him. I'm not dealing with that shit by myself. I'll handle the witch, or I'll get handled by the witch. Who knows?
I see. And so you go out into the woods. There's some inner tree lining within the walls themselves. So you're able to get some quote unquote privacy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You see some of the ravens and squirrels look at you oddly.
As long as it's not like, a random guard just being like, "Hey, you, what are you doing out here?"
No. Last time you saw a guard leaving the house, you saw there was a guard, his hand against the wall as he was pissing.
Well, gotta do what you gotta do. I remember doing that.
And so you enter into the woods.
Samael will look around and then look back down at the letter, like trying to read for the description of that tree.
You're able to find an old gnarled tree within this small little tree lining.
I will take a deep breath. And he's just like, you know, like talking out loud to himself a little bit. You know, it's been a while since I've actually interacted with somebody like this. And like little in his head, thinking back to like some of the nights back then. Literally, nights.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, well, I hope I make a good impression. And I will knock on the tree. Do I have to physically knock on the tree?
Yeah,
Do it.
How many times? Does it matter how many times?
3 times was the
Okay.
instructions.
Then I shall knock 3 times.
I heard
Was that
one
good?
knock.
You heard 1? Ah, okay. That's 1. That's 2, right?
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, your mic. Your mic.
Hold on.
Ah, there we go.
Ah, there we go.
There was
Peak,
there was the
peak.
3.
Peak audio moment.
I had to like smack a little harder.
From the tree, you see before you, you see almost a warp ripple effect as you see a form begin to push out of the tree. At
So I
first,
will
you
take, like,
see
a small step back.
a wooden face, and then the body, presumably a woman. See 2 hands emerge from the wood as well as they run up the body and over the face. And as the hands move away, you see the wood shift from hard bark to soft skin of that of a woman. You see her body then begin to continue to leave and move out of the woods, leaving very little to the imagination before shifting from bark to skin and clothes.
Mm.
As she fully steps out of the tree, even though you stepped back, Samael, you did not step back far enough. As she is very close to you. As in, you can feel each other's body warmth of one another. The cold winter night.
Oh, hello. Nice to see you again.
You see she kind of looks down at you as she is taller than you. Only by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A hand curling up by your chin as she says, "Oh, you do love to bring me to all the best places, don't you?"
I
She
try.
says, commenting on the cold temperature.
I try, you know. I aim to please.
You see her hand kind of runs down your arm, bringing up your wrist, your palm, showcasing the amber shard. Oh.
Oh.
What is this?
Another thing that I came across last town back after dealing with another very warm individual.
Oh. You do seem
Yeah,
to
it
be
didn't-
breaking out a bit in heat. Here I thought it was because
Yeah.
of me.
That's partial. I was actually woken up by this kind of searing, burning pain in my hand, and this happened to be in it.
You see she kind of looks into the amber a bit as she looks into your hand. Sense great power within it. It would be remiss not to explore it and paint it for yourself, he says, turning towards you.
Well, power's been kind of not really my style. I'm more, as long as my friends are perfectly fine.
He then kind of pulls you closer before partially pushing you against the tree. Wouldn't power assist you in keeping loved one friends safe?
Yeah. Samaya will lightly grab her a little bit. Yeah, I see what you mean. But I'm more interested on what it actually is. I don't really know what it is, and frankly, I don't really want to be woken up every night by a searing, burning sensation in my hand,
At least let's save that for the second date. She will then push you onto the ground. And we're going to fade to black.
Oh.
The following morning, Samael, you awaken in the snow, in just your boxers, your undergarments. You see your armor and your other clothes have been set aside, resting against the tree. None of your belongings have been taken. However, you find another note.
First, I'll put my clothes on because it's probably freezing.
Weirdly, you don't feel it that cold.
Really now?
However, you do notice that still within your hand is the amber shard.
Okay. Now I'll pick after getting dressed and securing the shard, I will open the letter.
Until our next meeting, lover boy. And you see there's a black lipstick kiss mark.
I
Nice.
would
I will
like
start.
to comment
Uh-huh.
really quick.
Uh-huh.
Chat had an ad break during that, and I
Yeah.
just find that so funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect timing.
And with that, we will end the session.
No.
Oh,
I get some action and we just end session.
Yeah.
I was literally
Nice.
sitting back in my chair, just hands over my face, oh my god.
And that's why we ended it on a fade to black.
I'm getting action. Woo! We're in, boys. I don't know how far we're in, but we're in.
You were probably in.
You were in.
Just wait till you have to start rolling con saves.
Oh boy.
I
She
heard
is-
I heard one of you breathe through your teeth, and I was like, I'd grab her. And you're just like, and I was like, you're not gonna influence me now. I'm already too deep in.
I don't remember if that was me or not.
Well,
That being said, though,
uh-huh.
Sam, the whole region of dodging the thing of nah, I don't want power because I'm you know what, power corrupts, and I don't know about that.
But you just got corrupted.
When Samael gets back, does he divulge any information
We'll have to wait till
to
next
either
session.
Cere or Willow?
You have to wait till next one.
Oh, if
Oh,
he does.
I already know exactly how next session is gonna go.
As next session, I'm gonna have to rename this session to the House of Krezkov, but next session
Mm.
we'll be going to the Abbey of Saint Markovia. Episode
this is the ad.
26. Until then, of course, chat, my players, thank you for playing with me tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being
Yeah,
here.
thank you for
Thank you for
hosting.
having us.
Of course.
That was
It was a bit of an emotional
a roller
episode, I
coaster.
feel like.
It was a roller coaster.
It was good. I like
It was really good. I'm
Uh,
personally partial to the ending, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I agree with chat. Don't end. No.
Alas, I need more time to prep for the Abbey, as the Abbey has a lot more content than what just happened
can
this
imagine.
session.
Yeah.
Today was just the groundwork. Tonight was just the groundwork for tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next week's session.
I wish. No. Tomorrow.
Surprise
It's a
tomorrow
meetup.
session.
No, I'd love to.
That'd be
but
too
no.
much.
But thank you again, chat. We will see you next week, episode 26 of Deathmarch, CurseofStrahd, the Abbey of St. Markovia, as the party will ascend to the Abbey to confront the abbot and to
Dun,
see
dun,
if they
dun.
can ascertain a cure for the party's reaper, Cere.
Fingers crossed.
I will not be streaming tomorrow, as I have a meeting with one of the other new tabletop groups for an upcoming game.
Yeah.
Ooh.
However, we will be continued with stream throughout the rest of the week for other stuff of like Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls Online, Dead by Daylight for the wrap up of the event, and of course our weekly D&D prep stream, where we then land upon Deathmarch once more. I was your GM, Magma Stories, and my players. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Until then,
Catch you later.
Bye.
have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye.